the dedication ceremony and take you to South Dakota, where Bernie Sanders is speaking live. South Dakota.
Significantly improve mental health treatment so that people get the health care when they need it. And to the young people away here, I want to say this. In my view, we should be making public colleges and universities tuition free. Now, the reason for that is that in many parts of this country, in order to get out and get a good job, you need a college education. But there are a lot of families in this country, and I grew up in a family that did not have a lot of money. There are a lot of families in this country who today simply cannot afford the high cost of college. So what I want to tell the young people here is I believe that if any young kid, whether it's in South Dakota or in Vermont or any place else, studies hard and does well in school, regardless of the income of that family, that child should be able to get into college. Now, as many of you know, our infrastructure, that is our roads, and I gather you have serious problems here with the quality of your roads, right? All right. And our bridges and our water systems all over America. People are worried about the quality of the water that they are drinking. And we've got to make sure that when you drink water, it is clean water, it is pure water. We have to improve our wastewater plants. We have to improve our rail system and our airports. And that's why I believe we should invest $1 trillion in rebuilding our infrastructure and also in building affordable housing. And when we rebuild our infrastructure, we can create up to 13 million decent-paying jobs, which is what we need to do. All right, our goal is to develop a new relationship with the Native American people. As I have said all over this country, the United States has learned an enormous amount and owes the Native American people a debt of gratitude that can never be repaid. And one of the most important lessons that Native Americans have taught this entire country is that human beings, all of us, are part of nature. And we have to live with nature, coexist with nature, and if we destroy nature, we are ultimately destroying the human beings of this planet. And one of the areas that I am very concerned about is the issue of climate change. Climate change is real, it is caused by human activity, and it is already causing serious problems in our country and throughout the world. And that means that we have to transform our energy system away from fossil fuels to energy efficiency and sustainable energies. Okay, so let me conclude by saying, again, thank you all very much for being here. We will develop, if I'm elected president, a new relationship with the Native American people, see what I understand the case to be, that poverty here, unemployment here, substance abuse here is much, much too high. And together we are going to create the jobs and the health care and the educational opportunities the people here on Pine Ridge and throughout Indian country are entitled to. Thank you all very much. What I want to do now is we are going to have some folks come up and speak for a few minutes about specific issues. Then we're going to open it up for your questions and your comments. All right, let's start with Tati Wee, who is the Attorney General here.
I'm going to stand to the side because I feel awkward standing in front of you. As mentioned, I'm the Attorney General for the tribe, and so one of the biggest issues that we see in our communities is the high rate of recidivism, whether it's for our tribal inmate population, our tribal members that are stateside convictions, or our federal inmates. Over 60% of our federal individuals that are on federal probation are violated on that probation for status offenses. Over 60%. Status offenses being intoxicated, high on some type of drug. We're in this revolving wheel, like mice in a hamster wheel here, where we're doing the same things, putting people in jail, and it's not effective. So we have to totally revamp the way we look at criminal justice and incorporate what we're doing to treat addiction medically and behaviorally. So I'm glad you mentioned the addiction because of our unique status with the federal government, our treaties give us that trust and treaty responsibility to our federal partners, IHS being one of them. So at what point in time will Indian Health Service be held accountable for the type of health care they provide for our people? When are they going to get ahead of the curve and start implementing medicine and practices and technologies that are effective for handling addiction?
Can I interrupt you? What I'd like to do, let me just, if I might, to make this discussion maybe more vibrant, I want to, you stay up here, stay on, but I want to involve other people. All right, why are so many people getting in trouble with the law? Can I ask that question, Tati? All right, stand up, raise your hand, let's get, my question is, the Attorney General makes a good point, that you have a system that is failing, people get arrested, they go to jail, they come back, they go to jail again, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's start off, help me out here. Why are so many people going to jail in the first place? Raise your hand, people. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, is marijuana a major... Take the mic. Take the mic. Hold the mic close to your mouth. Yup.
I think the federal government needs to decriminalize marijuana.
Okay. All right. Are a lot of people getting in trouble with the law because of possession of marijuana? Is that an issue?
No.
All right, Ray, sir, stand up here, please. Paul, get the mic to him.
I firmly believe that on these reservations, since we are so remote, that like this lady back here yelled, she said boredom. Our youth don't have much to do, let alone the adults, so they reach out for in this extracurricular activities to relieve themselves with some sort of chemical or negative influence. Next thing you know, they end up in jail. And I think that's pretty much the basis, isn't it? Poverty is a big one.
Okay. All right, you know what I'd like? And I'm going to give you the, is this okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I just want to involve it. I'm giving you the mic. I want young people. Some young people.
Right here, they're all in this section.
Okay, you guys, stand up. Tell me why people are getting arrested. Is it true that people are bored, nothing to do? What's going on? Young lady right here. Do you want to stand up? Yeah, you. There's a microphone right behind you. If you can hold it. Stand up. Hold it to your mouth. What's going on?
There's less activities, like, I don't know, to say, it's like everyone's into softball, boxing, and everything, and then I don't know, I'm kind of...
Are you doing good? You're doing good. Is there not enough activities for young people?
Not enough activities for like everyone.
Okay.
Like, yeah, not everyone, not into everything.
Okay. Good job.
Hello. Well, like what Katie was saying, she said there is not really anything to do around here besides sports, but you know, not everyone's into sports. Some people are into skateboarding, the park, art, music, reading, but we don't really have a place to go, or those people don't really have a place to go. Like for me, I'm a basketball player, and this right here is my place to go. The readers, they don't have nowhere to go, or...
Let me ask you another. I'm going to ask you a hard question. You ready for a hard question?
Yes.
Do kids here think that when they get out of school, they're going to have decent jobs? All right, who wants to talk about the young man with the interesting hairdo there, right? Okay.
There's not enough jobs available for us because some kids are dropping out and not earning their high school diploma. But jobs out there, they require their diploma. But for us, it's hard because of where we grew up. People aren't depending on us more because of, how should I put this? Sometimes it's dependency. People think, oh, I don't have a job, I need to depend on someone else. No, dependency is when you need the job. They need it to depend on themselves, to get themselves up in the world.
Good. All right, thank you. All right, I want to get a sense here. I want to get a sense of how young people feel about the future. Are they happy with school? Are they looking optimistically to get jobs? And I'm hearing that that is not the case. Are many of the young people here thinking that, in fact, if they do well in school, they can go to college? Or is college just a distant dream, too expensive? Who wants to talk to me about that? I see a young lady over there. Yes. Yes. Can we get a mic to that young lady? Stand up. Where's the mic? No, that's her, right. Thank you. Hold that mic right close to your mouth.
I guess our views on like college and stuff, it seems kind of far. Like some of us, we lose motivation, we lack motivation. Sometimes it could be related to home stuff, but I mean, here too, it's just like, it seems far, it seems so far. And
now,
like,
if I were to tell you point blank that if you did well in school, if you studied hard, I would guarantee that you would go to a public college or university. Would that make a difference in your life?
Yeah, it would probably make me strive for the best that I could be, but sometimes there's no motivation, there's like no hope. Like a lot of us think about our future and we're just like, damn, I wonder if we're gonna even be there. Or I wonder if we'll make it there. Will we graduate? Will we get there? Are we gonna be able to afford college? Are we gonna get there and then are we gonna drop out? Are we gonna just like be one of those people that get a chance and then we just come back home? Like, because that's a lot of what happens.
Are you seeing a lot of your friends turning to drugs or to alcohol?
Yep, myself included. I'll be honest.
Do you want to say a word on that or not?
No, but
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, a lot of us turn to that. It's the truth. I ain't gonna lie.
No, that's right. Okay. Well, I appreciate your honesty. Thank you. Okay. Let's stay with the young people. Let's get other comments from young people. Anybody else? All right. Where am I seeing? All right. Thank you. Let's get a mic, Paul. Do we get a mic to?
Well, I think that the support, first of all, should come from within the homes. We as young people see our parents, our uncles, our aunties doing drugs and abusing things. So
all right, so let me stop you and interrupt you. Again, I'm trying to understand. What you're saying is in many households, parents are doing alcohol or drugs.
Yeah, so we see it and we growing up thinking that it's okay and that it's acceptable.
So if parents are doing it, then the kids are going to start doing alcohol or drugs. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
And I feel that if, like, there's more support there, then we can start believing that we can go to school. And maybe if like the college tuition's free, then it's another possibility because a lot of us can't afford school. And
Okay.
it's like another obstacle, like, oh my God, how am I gonna pay for this?
All right, so if I told you that if you did well in school, I mean, you're going to have to do well in school and be prepared, but if you did well in school, that public colleges and universities would be tuition free to you, would that make a difference in your life?
I think it would make a difference. It pushed me, myself, to do better and to
Okay.
show others that we can do it.
All right, let me change. People can talk about anything they want to, but I want to stay maybe on education, and I want you to be honest with me. Are you getting the quality education you think you need? All right, I see a young lady right there, yes. All right.
I think education on the reservation isn't what it should be. The teachers, you know how drugs and everything is a problem on the reservation? Some of our teachers are like that too, and they just don't care about the education that we're getting. And they just think that they want to be cool with the students and everything. And they're not teaching us what we need to be taught. And they're not motivated to teach either, so they're thinking if they don't want to teach us, then why would we want to learn that? And
Okay, very good point. Okay, thank you very much. Other comments? All right, I see a hand right here, Paul. Okay, yep.
What we need here is support.
Hold that mic close to your mouth.
What we need here is support from the federal government for our school systems to teach the way that we learn. I took my kids out of the public school and I homeschooled them because I didn't feel like the way they were being taught was meeting their needs. We need to restructure our education system across all Indian lands to the way that we learn. We need to bring teachers up to teach how we learn. We don't need to learn American standards. We need to learn our standards first.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, I see a gentleman in the blue over there. Yes. Stand up if you could, sir.
I personally think that a lot of the problems on the reservation stems from how nonviolent drug offenders are treated in the justice system. There are a lot of people that go to prison for using drugs. I have been incarcerated for having dirty pee, and what they're doing, they're having these kids go to these federal prisons for selling marijuana, and they're coming back with meth connections. And it's just the justice system isn't really meant for us.
Okay, got it. Thank you. All right, I want to stay on an issue. I think at the heart of a lot of things is the lack of jobs and the lack of income. Is that true? All right, who wants to talk about that? Why is it? Yes, young man right here in blue. Yeah. Can we get a mic?
I don't believe
Hold that mic close.
I don't believe there's a lack of jobs. I just think there's a lack of motivation around here because there are over 100 ranchers that look for help every day. They go around looking for help, pull people out of their beds just to get help, and they pay really well. And some people are afraid to stand up to them because they don't know what to do when they go to work. And then there's no inspiration from the educated world to help us, motivate us to get
All right, so
our
you're saying
education.
there are some jobs available, but people don't know, have the job training to know, or the confidence to do those jobs. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, we got a woman right back there. Paul, right in front of you. If you can get that mic turned.
Okay, what I would like to say actually kind of touches on all of the subjects. One thing that I think they all link together. The increase in incarceration, I believe, has a lot to do with people partaking in illegal activities to do different things like support their families because they can't get jobs.
So selling drugs becomes a source of income under our
stealing
job.
food, stealing clothing and diapers for their children. several things, crime to support the family, and that because the education isn't good enough to get the jobs that really aren't very available. I think it's all linked together, but I think a lot of it has to do with just trying to support yourself, trying to support your family and take care of what you need to do, and falling back on any option that you have because
Okay.
you have no other options.
All right, everybody hear what she said? What she is saying is that sometimes people are turning to crime because it's a means of supporting their family. Is that true? All right. Okay, I see a hand right here. Sir? All right, don't worry. Yeah, okay.
Senator Sanders, I am the founder of Mozacoin. We are a Bitcoin clone. No one taught me how to code. I learned myself because that level of education is not here. Right now, we have at our disposal some of the most advanced technology on the planet, used by 90% of the world's banks, and that's blockchain technology. Yet, when we bring it to the tribe, myself, when I brought this back home and said, I have something that will help, I couldn't even get past the door. I developed a gun registration program that is second to none, absolutely fraud-proof using the blockchain. It couldn't, I've given it to Miss Mean's office, no response. We have an ID system for the tribal IDs, again, making them the most secure ID on the planet. Again, no one will talk to us.
Okay.
If you become president, would you support the tribe having a cryptocurrency as
Well,
our
I would
official?
support getting technology and broadband of the highest quality onto the reservations of this country, because I don't know how you do economic development if you don't have cell phone service and if you don't have high quality broadband. All right, what I want to do now is I want to bring up, let's see, we have, all right, Tati, did you want to conclude your remarks? Okay, let me go to Evie Espinoza, who's going to talk about health care. Evie, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, stay right there.
Okay, so first I want to take this time to first acknowledge Unchi Marie. Today's her birthday, and I want to wish her a happy 96th birthday. Second, I want to thank Senator Sanders and all of you for making the time to come here and be a part of this event today. Elder once told me the most generous thing we can give of ourselves is our time. And so I want to thank you, and I want to thank all of you that came for that. Specific to healthcare, I know Senator Sanders, you have a stance that healthcare should be a right for all. To us, it's something more than that, because not only should it be a right for all, but we have a legal document with this federal government that assures we are entitled to quality and safe health care. And that is not being provided right now. Currently at home in Rosebud, our hospital is in what's called a systems improvement agreement because they lack the ability currently to provide safe and quality care. Our emergency room was shut down in December. And since then, 6 of our relatives have died in the back of our tribal ambulances 8 miles from the next nearest ER. That is unacceptable and it's criminal. It's destroying families. It's feeding the system, and in my opinion, it's a modern form of genocide today. That system that is set for us to be able to go there and be taken care of and be helped, it's not that. It's destroying the people that work for it. It's forcing them to enforce policies that go against everything we believe in. It doesn't support and foster making us a stronger nation, a stronger people, a healthy people. It does the opposite. So these staff members that work in these agencies are forced to say, either I enforce this policy that I know goes against everything I believe in, or I give up my job. And 4 years ago, I chose to give up my job because I could not support a system that I didn't believe in and I know was detrimental to my relatives. And so there has to be a complete overhaul of how healthcare is provided to all of us on all of our lands, not just in Rosebud, everywhere, not just in the Great Plains, everywhere. And two, Respect has to be given. It's due to what our ancestors fought for and why we have these things available for us today. It's extremely disrespectful for the agency that is in existence because of these special arrangements that were made between our governments to do a thing that
You
they're
are saying
failing
basically
so miserably.
the Indian Health Service is failing.
The Indian Health Service is failing miserably. And it's the system. The system is not set up and is not compatible with providing innovative, state-of-the-art healthcare delivery that is available in this country today. There's absolutely no reason why the United States of America has the highest quality of healthcare and we get the lowest quality of healthcare provided in this nation. Absolutely unacceptable. We sit here and we talk about all these negatives, they're all interconnected.
Right.
And the root cause of that is 150, 200 years ago, our way of life, our identity was taken from us. And it created this, what we have to live in and fight for today. All of that was taken for us. So how do we overcome that? We need your help. We need people like you to, one, acknowledge that this is wrong. Educate the world from our perspective of what our history is. Help us spread that word. Help us educate. And it means a lot that you're here today, so you're getting that education. And you have so much broader of a network and that's available to you that I ask that you take our voice, what's important to us back to these people to make it a reality, to fix what is going on.
All right, your voice today. Where's our revolution, people? We here? We broadcasting this? Okay. All right. Your voice will get out around the country today. Okay. And one of the issues that I feel very strongly about is just what you said, Evie. Promises were made, treaties were signed, and those promises were not kept. If elected president, we will keep those promises. All right, Evie has made a very forceful presentation. I wanted to open it up a little bit if people are interested on the issue of health care. What are your experiences with the healthcare system? I see a hand here right in the middle. Paul, get that gentleman. If you could stand up, sir. Yeah, right. Get him a mic. No, gentleman right behind you. We'll get to you in a minute. Okay, healthcare.
All right, well, healthcare. Yeah, IHS don't do such a great job. My sister had scoliosis for a while. She's been to the ER multiple times. And every single time except recently, she's came back with just painkillers. So,
okay.
They slack it.
All right, she has a serious problem and she's not getting the attention that she needs.
Yeah, recently she has gotten laser surgery, so she is recovering and she's getting better. But at the time, IHS was not helping whatsoever.
Okay.
So, Senator, if I can just touch on a little bit. So, what he's sharing is a real life thing that we experience. A relative will go in to seek help for a condition and they're treated with pain medication because that is the most cost-effective way to treat that according to policy.
But it doesn't address the
So
problem.
what it does is then creates full-blown addictions. And then it overflows onto the family and the ability for that family to be healthy. This addiction caused by an entity that is supposed to be there to protect
All right,
us.
so you're saying
and help us.
that painkillers here are being given out in too great a number?
I am saying that
Yes.
painkillers are being used to treat conditions that require other
Right,
treatments
got
that
it.
are readily available to everybody else in the United States.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Can I say something real
Healthcare,
quick?
woman over there, woman in black. Yeah. Paul, right over there.
Thank you, Bernie Sanders. I feel this is awesome talking to you. Hey, so, what I hear going on here is, of course, across the Indian country, everywhere. The example of healthcare for me would be personally your example is you're going to Rapid City. So you got Rapid City, you got Indian Health Service in Rapid City. And that hospital has not been, that's the same hospital that my mother, she's gone, bless her soul, she stayed in there during the TB time back in the back in the 40s, 50s, or whatever it was, I remember, that they incarcerated our people there for TB at one time. That hospital has never, I don't think, is still the same back since the 50s. They've never improved the health care there at that hospital. We all are, we go in there. I have personally went in there for something in my leg and came out with cough syrup. So they're not they're not listening or whatever it is. There also is a person in the emergency room that can barely speak English. So this is what's happening in our country. What happens in Indian country is it's called substandard. It's been there since the 50s and 60s when our people were standing up and saying we have substandard health, substandard education, substandard. That's what the government has given us with their promises, is just substandard. They have never changed it. And so all of this is just the ill of the substandard care that the government gave us. No, we had all of that in place before colonization. We were we cared for our people. We knew the trees, we knew the medicines, we knew that was all taken from us, right? And then replaced into this Western medicine stuff that we never got. We never got that. We couldn't speak our languages. We never got that. They took our languages, so there's major gaps in our generations that are hurting us. So we couldn't pass those secrets down to our kids to stop the suicide. And so that's where we're at. You need to help raise from substandard thinking and care in our country, in our Indian country, to raise our substandard and get rid of that word altogether somehow and raise that consciousness.
Good. Thank you. Okay. CJ, where's CJ? All right. I'd like CJ Clifford to come up and talk a little bit about some of the issues as he sees it.
Charles Tuna, it's a great honor to be amongst you guys and be able to sit and talk, and in particular education. Some of that was covered immediately right away, and I want to thank Senator Sanders for opening it up on education. Education is a need that we have every day of our lives. You talk about inadequate funding of the Bureau of Indian Education, Bureau of Indian Affairs, Department of Interior, all the extensions that come that is supposed to deliver the dollar to us. I have a different way of telling my story than Chairman Steele does. What Chairman Steele's is the fact about delivering beef to my people in the early days, delivering sick beef to my people, and not all the beef that was awarded to us. While today it stands in the world of education is the same way. Today, out of the dollar, we receive 43 cents, and the government keeps 57 cents. And I have a $1 light bill in my school systems. I can't afford to pay for that. Let alone I still got to pay for my education, my students, and I got to pay my teachers. So here in the state of South Dakota and here in Indian country, the average wage is far below. We're one of the lowest paid states in the United States of America. One of the things that has beaten us is the so-called consultation that the government puts forward in Indian country. They come here and they say, we're going to consult with this item. And this item is what we brought to you. It's not what I want to talk about. It's what you're going to tell me you're going to do, and this is what we're going to do. Well, today we found a way to battle that. And today, right now, we've taken the government to task in Indian education. But bringing it out with your negotiated rulemaking processes that go on through, and it comes from the senator's office. We need to put together a negotiated rulemaking, and we'll come up with some ideas. But still, even at the negotiated rulemaking level, it is still top heavy with the bureaucrats weighing in more than it allows my people to have say-so, or my children. So, but if you can keep it open, just like you did, that is so beautiful to be able to ask them and lean out and ask. not just of the panel. There's so many questions.
CJ, what I believe in, look, at the end of the day, people know the problems in their own community more than Washington will know the problems. People need the resources, but your point is it cannot be the government telling the tribes what to do. There has to be common ground and working together, and I agree.
Yes, and you know, when we talk about the 43 and the 57, you as a senator appropriate X amount of dollars, but the people that work underneath you seem to take the majority of that money.
Right. Money is not getting to the people, it's going to the bureaucracy.
And before we get on too far, you know, you talked about the treaties, and one of the things in our life here is that we would, as Native people, like to see them treaties honored. Our Black Hills up there that you hear about and you're learning about, they're not for sale. And we want the world to know that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, let's hear from Mel Lonehill. Mel.
Testing 1, 2. Kokahea la koliwa ktelo. La kota tona ya hipi kilina ya itimba hel. Uyako re itimba hel. Dos que não se ponhecha iwogra masipelo. The thing I said was, you know, that's my language, my first language, and that's my tradition, culture. And
let me ask you a question. Is that language being kept alive? Is it being taught to the children?
Yes.
It is.
Some say no, some say yes, but we're trying hard to put those back into our education system.
Okay.
Okay, the thing is the infrastructure. The infrastructure nationally and locally has deteriorated.
Yes.
You know, it's gone to the dogs. We don't have no infrastructure here due to lack of education, management, you know, all these things that come in this circle of Lakota. It's not there, or it's there, but you know, it's hard to get anything because, you know, of the education. And then the first major problem that we have here is our health care. You know, I am a vet. You know, and I know there's a lot of vets out there that suffer the health care. I mean, we have the VA right here.
Does the VA do a decent job?
The VA hasn't done a darn thing, in my words, in my opinion. And then, you know, locally.
Evie, is that your judgment as well, that the VA is not doing what it should be doing, or?
Our tribal members struggle very much with both systems, and to an extent, they're discriminated against because the IHS says we're payer of last resort, go to the VA, then the VA says the same thing, and then these vets who have fought for this country don't get the care that they need.
Okay. Mel,
So
could
they
you
both
continue? I
failing.
didn't mean to interrupt you, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, now you go to the VA today, all the hospitals, I think there's 3 floors in a VA hospital. There's 3 floors of secretary. You know, and here you go here, it's the same thing. You know, the administration is top heavy and the patients aren't cared for. You know, we get sick, we're flown to Rapid City, Sioux Falls, Scottsbluff, and we're stuck over there.
Let me ask you a question, if I might. Anybody wants to answer it. Does the head of the Bureau of Indian Affairs come here to talk to you?
No. No. They're so top heavy in the Aberdeen area that the money stays up there. Maybe 30% or 40% comes here for the infrastructure.
So the bureaucracy eats up a lot of the money. Okay.
So we have the biggest, major problem here on all the reservations, not locally here, but all Indian country. You know, we only get 40 cents out of $1 to operate the infrastructure that we have here.
Okay. Well, Mel, thank you very much.
Senator Sanders, if I may add,
Yes.
over here. Exactly one year ago today, the District of Columbia, D.C., Washington, D.C., enacted an educational law that says that all schools will teach Native American history in D.C., but they only enforced it within the D.C. area. I would like to see that particular law be mandatory for all states to
Good.
teach Native American history.
Good. And I think what CJ and others have talked about is the need to maintain and revive Native American culture. Is that an important issue? All right, and that means making sure the young children know the language and the culture and the history of their people. Is that right? And we're not doing that to the degree we should be doing it now?
And non-Indians understanding that. That needs it. And
Okay.
right, but you have so many other things. I look in the crowd and Evie talk about the healthcare system. I know a young lady I would like to call on and ask her if she would say a word or two about the healthcare
Good.
system.
Who's that?
Miss May Rodriguez.
May Rodriguez?
May is a survivor of cancer, and I
Okay.
would like to have everybody give her a round of applause.
Well, hello, Mr. Sanders, and welcome to the reservation. Yes, I'm on Medicaid, and I'm a survivor of breast cancer, ductal breast cancer, and
All right, folks, welcome to the Fox 10 News Now stream, part of fox10phoenix.com. We do have breaking news here coming out of Queen Creek. American Leadership Academy High School is being evacuated right now due to a threat left on the bathroom wall. Sky Fox is almost there, and that is all the details we know at this point, but we'll try to effort some more details for you. We are in a live breaking news situation here on the Fox 10 News Now stream. Welcome, everybody. We just heard about this about 20 minutes ago, and that's when Sky Fox did launch on its way to American Leadership Academy in Queen Creek. It's being evacuated right now due to a threat that was left on a bathroom wall and then found. This is on the high school side only, and deputies are on scene. This is near Skyline Drive and Gary Road. Sky Fox is approaching. And once again, folks, if you're just joining us, school threat at American Leadership Academy in Queen Creek. There was a threat left on a bathroom wall, and it was found, and then the authorities came and evacuated the school. Sky Fox is on the way. All right, folks, and we do have some updates coming from the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. The ALA campus affected by the threat is at Combs on the high school side only. Students from the campus grades 7 through 12 are being bused to the ALA campus on Hawes Road to be released to parents. All 6th grade students have been moved to the Combs Elementary School campus. And right now we just got another update. All students K through 6 will be released from the Combs campus at their normal time of 2:45 p.m. There you see the students being bussed away from the school right now as they are under a threat, and authorities are investigating. Once again, folks, this is the American Leadership Academy. We're getting updates from the Maricopa County's Sheriff's Office. American Leadership campus affected by the threat is at Combs on the high school side only. And right now we are seeing students from that campus, grades 7 through 12, are being bused to the American Leadership Academy on Hawes Road to be released to their parents. Welcome, folks, to the Fox 10 News Now stream. We're in a breaking news situation here, coming at you from Queen Creek at the American Leadership Academy. A threat was left on a bathroom wall. It was found, and now police had to evacuate the high school side. Right now, students from that campus are being bused to another facility on Hawes Road to be released to their parents. Welcome, everybody, to the Fox 10 News Now stream, part of fox10phoenix.com. We are, as you can see here, in a breaking news situation. The American Leadership Academy in Queen Creek on the high school side had to be evacuated because of a note that was left on a bathroom wall. We don't know what was said, but obviously police do have to take all threats seriously, as you never know in this day and age what could happen. So right now we are looking at buses coming in and busing students out from grades 7 through 12. They're being bused to the ALA campus on Hawes Road to be released to their parents. So obviously parents are going to be having, a lot of parents will have to be juggling their day now to get their loved ones and take them back home. As you can see, with any threat, it just ties up a lot of resources, from the police to now the bus company has to come. It's really involved, and you got to make sure that all the students are safe during a threat like this. Not sure still what the threat said, if it was a bomb threat or a shooting threat. We don't know that yet. But this is the American Leadership Academy in Queen Creek.